Coming back to Zwartkops now for more extreme festival action, and this time we head into the car care clinic, 111 Sports and Saloons. It's usually a case of the Besaid notes at the front, and Lucas and George are definitely men to watch out for. But keep an eye out on a couple of ex-National Championship Polo Cup drivers coming through and going to be running at the front end. JP Nokia in an ex-production Polo, looking out for options with Kevin Miller in the next production car there. Of course, that is the Ford Focus in the middle of your screen. JP's on the inside, but what a start from Wouter. Wouter Roos leading things out as they go down into turn number 1 there. And on his tail, a whole gaggle of cars, including Paul Simon in the Volkswagen Caddy, the Volkswagen Beetle in there as well, of Louis Cloutey. Good to see the 27 car in there as well, Neil Lobb. That, of course, is the TVR. And now as they come through, it is a massive fight. Wouter losing a little bit of ground, running wide and high lines through turn 3. Not quite the line you want. Definitely a good start here for 111 Sports and Saloons as they go to turn 4.
That's what I love about this category, just the mixture of cars and buckies that we've got racing here today. And remember, 111 standing for these cars don't lap under the 1 minute 11 bracket around Zwartkops. That's why it's called the 111's. A little bit wide there from that driver, getting it all kinds of out of shape. That's car number 20. That's Almero van Eck, unfortunately sliding out at turn number 4. The top of the hill. Oh, it's Wouter Roos after a brilliant start now, making a mistake at the top of the hill, and that'll cost him 2 or 3 positions.
Yeah, look at those 2 lines on the inside of the corner. Those are the Wouter Roos tire marks. He got that completely wrong under braking. So he loses a little bit of ground. I think he dropped down about 3rd or 4th place. Problems for Neil Lobb. Lobb pulling out in the TVR as our fastest mom in the whole world goes through there. Veritian running off, and that's why. Another N4 cars, unfortunately, with a big issue there. Corey Volschenk getting it completely out of shape through G&H Transport Corner and off the circuit, and I think Louis Cloutey also went off track.
There's a replay then of it. Car 41, that's Corey just getting it out of shape and puts his hand out the window just to say sorry to everyone else. Unfortunately, Cloutey getting it all kinds of out of shape. Veritian taking full advantage there on the inside. This is on board now with Louis Cloutey as he comes. You can see takes avoiding action. Did very well not to hit the car of Corey there with his hand up and all.
Yeah, I think he was doing a little bit of a one-hander through there. It is Extreme Festival, you know. Mark Harvey Walwinger now going at it with Marais. The two of them going side by side, the Porsche versus the Polo. Now coming up under braking. Good recovery from Cloutey. He's got to try and do a little bit of work to try and make his way back into that top 10. Remember, Louis Cloutey will be fighting for honours down in Class B. The Class A guys at the front end starting to get away, and we've got a little Class X Polo in there as well.
I cannot believe the action we've already seen on the opening 2 laps as Cloutey fighting back now in the VW Beetle around the outside, on the inside, makes that move stick now. But brilliant driving there from that man, recovery drive now. But just brilliant to see 30 cars out on track and the action that they are showing the crowd of here at the Extreme Festival of Motorsport. That's exactly what you pay that entry ticket for.
Harvey Marais side by side with Cloutey. Behind them it's Nell. Then you got flying through there, the 189. Absolutely awesome from Roddy Norman. Norman in the Honda. See, as you said, just a whole array. There go the Golf ones. There's a couple of million of them. Looking pretty tasty at the moment. Linda Henning doing one of the best jobs so far. Fighting with, I think it was with Hutting. And, of course, Gerard Henning just ahead of her. So Linda Henning at this stage leading things out in Class D. Looking for a chance to be the 2nd fastest lady on track. But definitely going to take a win in her class. I wonder if Verdiane can do the same thing now as she goes side by side with a couple of contenders. And Simon also having some fun and games there with the big boss man of Pretoria Noord, Lucas Besaid Note.
Yeah, Lucas now starting to fight his way through the field after not such a good start. The man in the bucky, I know, brilliant drive here from Paul Simon as he comes filtering through there. You can see it. Let's just listen to that bucky scream. I think next time out we need to load a bike or something on the back there and see what kind of lap times he can pull off in that bucky there. But a brilliant drive so far. But Lucas Besaid Note is now up into that top 4. So closing down on our leading 3. I don't think he's got enough time or the pace. George Besaid Note, JP Nokia and Kevin Miller, like you said, the 2 former National Cup drivers now right in the mix for the overall podium.
Those 2 cars in National Championships last year now in the hands of Nokia and Kevin Miller. Sideways from the 40, JP in the Platinum Wheels machine, getting those Platinum Wheels a bit sideways. Just ahead though, and fighting off Veritian. I think Veritian might have got a better drive here through turn 3, so there's a possibility she's going to close down there on JP and look for a chance. Wouter making his way back to the front. Remember, Wouter Roos is a Class A car, so it'll be a slightly quicker car than Veritian, but this is one of the fastest moms you'll ever see driving around this circuit, that's for sure.
JP is all action at the moment. He's making that VW all kinds of sideways and so wide, but Wouter Roos, like you said, with the experience and the fast car underneath him, is starting to make now recovery after that little mistake. Got the whole shot at the front end of this race. Ran wide at the top of the hill here. Does it again. So Wouter a little bit out of sorts here this weekend, trying to fight his way through.
He's just trying to make up ground after losing out earlier on. Good move here, Porsches versus Polos versus the police as well. The 100 car in there is Rainer van Heerden. He'll be in action a bit earlier on and a bit later on as well there today in Super Hatch. Almero's made a good recovery as well. He's just squeezed through there in the Eagle 1 machine, and now onto the back end of the first of the Porsches, and if I'm not mistaken, that'll be Philip Meyer.
Now, racing just all the way through here. You can see tyres squealing, smoke pouring off those tyres as we come through here. That's car number 23. That is Philip Meyer now trying to make moves there on one of the VW drivers. Dust being kicked up everywhere. It's exactly what we expect from the Triple Ones.
Right, it's great to see. It's actually Mark Ellis I was picking about on the first half of those Porsches. And now side by side with Henning. Henning side by side with Schmidt. And it's
more
two
dust.
Porsches. And that means it's a car off. Is that the 4 car? Yes, Jaco Nel unfortunately pulling to the sideline and off the circuit and out of harm's way. Hopefully we won't need to worry about a safety car situation. No, it's the final lap. So down on the braking markers, George Besaidnout going to hang on to take the win here, I think ahead of JP Nortje. And it's Kevin Miller right on his tail, coming to take the flag there from Henny.
Yeah, it's very close action out front, but it was Besaidnout, Nortje, Miller. Lucas Besaidnout recovered to 4th place. Voterus there in 5th. Paul Simon in 6th. And Verite Joubert, the fastest mom in the world, there in 7th place.
Let's catch up with George Besaidnout and see how that first race went.
Sure, big surprise to win the race. I was 3rd on the grid. The turbo cars were very competitive this morning in qualifying. And I even thought if I get a 4th or 5th place, I'll be happy. But I made it all the way. Very good race.
We're looking forward to race number 2 now, and hopefully all 30 cars will be back on track. There's a little bit of work to be done for a couple, and maybe a little bit of cleaning job there for Louis Cloutier after going off track ever so slightly. Let's keep an eye out on the maneuvers, though, that are going to be happening through this next race, because I think we're in for some great action here in the Car Care Clinic, 111 Sports and Saloons. We go on board here with Lucas Besaidnout, the big boss man of Pretoria North Toyota, as the hammer drops. It's time to go down into turn 1. Has he got the whole shot? No. He's going to go down there probably 3rd or 4th place. Alongside him, you can see some pressure from Kevin Miller, and already Mark Harvey Wallbanger in the ADAP Porsche, putting pressure onto the back end of the Hondas and Golfs just ahead of him.
Yeah, Paul Simon right in the mix there, as is Jean-Pierre van der Walt. Verite Joubert, not with the same kind of start you got in race number 1, as is Louis Cloutier. Just trying to avoid some action that we saw in race number 1. He's going around the outside there. That's a brilliant shot. The Beetle dicing with the bucky. That's exactly what we like to see. Voterus starting to come through the field now as well. Remember, I got a brilliant start in race number 1, but did drop back after that mistake. You see just no line on the inside there, so he's going to have to hold station for now and makes a big mistake. That is the problem. Coming through what is, in inverted commas, the slower drivers, you do tend to make mistakes. So Voterus already now in race number 2 having those problems.
Rinus Pinar capitalizing on as well, trying to move up there and get through. Didn't quite get ahead, but now does under braking, coming onto the braking markers, up into the top end of the field, and Mark Harvey Wallbanger, and of course Rinus Pinar starting to tick them off one by one. They go through there looking for a way through on Rodney Norman in the 3D nutrition car. Has he been able to make it stick? No. How's this though? Golf 1 Bucky, Polo, Volkswagen Beetle, and a brand new Polo at the back end of this as well, fighting with Verdian in her Honda.
Yeah, I was just about to say the fastest mother in the world, Verite Joubert in that Honda Civic. Here comes Voterus now, recovering. You can see the pace that he's got. He's got the pace to run with the leaders out front, but coming from the back end of the field, it really does hamper those aspirations slightly. George Besaidnout, a brilliant job. I've just been told 17 years racing that same car. I hope he's changed oil.
Yeah, he has. I think on occasions he's changed the oil and maybe just done the filters. I think in year
and put
15.
fuel in.
Yeah. But then let's say it's a bomb-proof car. On board with Paul Simon once again as they go down the braking markers for 4. Under pressure though. And behind him he's got a couple of Volkswagen products, including that man in the Strata mining machine going around the outside. Good move there from Bota, using the outside grip and getting through ahead there. But look at the chopping and changing here for 2nd, 3rd and 4th place. Besaidnout's gone through. Miller just missed a gear there, I think. And here comes Lucas. Lucas Besaidnout going to do exactly what George just did and gets through as well on the ailing Kevin Miller.
Yeah, Kevin Miller goes down from 2nd to 4th place. So I don't know, like you said, maybe just missed a gear or having car troubles. Here comes Voterus now steaming through the field. He's already closed in now on these top 4 drivers. So could potentially, I don't think he's got enough to catch JP Nortje out front. This is the man that they're all trying to catch, but certainly battle for that final podium position.
Overall and Class X at the moment in the hands of JP. This is the fight further down the field. Louis Cloutier looking for Class B honours. He's got to try and catch Paul Simon. So there's about 4 or 5 cars first before he gets there. It's not going to be an easy day in the saddle for him.
Oh, look at this. Clive Smith, Donnie Daisel, Mark Harvey, Rodney Norman, Harvey Marais, Jaco Nel, Philip Meyer, Gerard Henning, Louis Scholz and Almira van Eck. They're all in that battle all the way down from 10th to 21st place. So a lot of sorting out to do mid-pack.
Yeah, no, it's all about survival. Can they get through? Can the classes be sorted out? Mark Harvey doing a super job there in the Porsche. But this battle continuing now as Henning gets on the brakes. Up the inside. That's a much better run this time out, though, I've got to say, coming out of Corey Volshank. He has got it all out of shape on occasions. This time he's kept it smooth. Oh, Norman! Under braking and sideways, trying to close down on that ADAP Porsche. Harvey Wallbanger would have had big eyes looking at that Honda getting out of shape behind him. Fortunately, he kept it on the black stuff.
I don't know if I would want rearview mirrors racing in this category because I wouldn't want to see what's coming behind me. Rodney Norman got it all kinds of out of shape, but Harvey kept it all together, and that is the big battle that's going on there. And Louis Skolt's not too far behind. Just shows you're down in 20th place at the moment, Mark Ellis, but you can see a top 10. So you just got to put that foot down a little bit harder and try and close down. Oh, problems. Hand out the windscreen once again there for Corey. So unfortunately, 2 big mistakes, and just cost him vital championship points and out of race number 2.
So now we go to Almera Vanek closing in there on the 23 car of Philip Meyer. Philip Meyer in the LSC Porsche. A little bit further back there. Good to see Craig Buerter fighting hard as well. Remember, Craig Buerter fighting for Class D honours. Potentially going to be winning Class D there as he fights out with Chris Smith in the Porsche. Mario Hutting, not in the same kind of pace. This is Louis Clutie heading up to the top, looking for a way through on Verdian. And Paul Simon already through the top corner in Sassel and already heading towards the double right-hander. He's changed that bucky up ever so slightly. He's taken the wing off the back as well, so probably getting a little bit better drive as opposed to the big downforce that he requires. And man! A little tap between the Golf 1. I think it might have been Henning. Yes, Henning just giving the Porsche just a small tap. Here comes Clutie on Verdian.
Oh, here we go. Honda Civic versus VW Beetle. Clutie trying to make a move. Oh, Clutie's getting very frustrated now. I think he knows he's got the extra pace and he's trying to make the move, as is Louis Skoltz here going into the final turn.
Clark Hair Clinic Honda doing a great job and closing in on the back end there of Philip Meyer. So we're in for a big battle here in the closing stages. We're on to the final lap. They're not going to catch JP. JP's disappeared at the front end, and I think he's going to hang on for the win. George Besaidnot will take a double win in his class, but not a double win overall. JP Nokia in this N4 Autocraft machine doing a super job to get away from everybody else. Voterus has managed to just squeeze through, I think, on Lucas Besaidnot. We'll wait and see as they come across the line, but there's definitely been some maneuvers in the background. There comes first place, second place just behind him, coming to the flag to take a great win here in the 111 Sports and Saloons.
A little bit behind them in that battle for the final podium position, just looking out the window here. Lucas Besaidnot, I think he's got some kind of problems because coming to the line, here comes Voterus around the outside and will squeeze him out. So Voterus picks up that third place just ahead of the ailing Lucas Besaidnot.
Yeah, what a change up there. Besaidnot losing to Ruus right across the line. Kevin Miller comes through for 5th. And look at that, Verdian Jabert bumped up into Class A. JP Van der Walt takes Class B. Let's find out from JP Nokia how his day went.
Well, George had pole position, so I knew I had to come up with some kind of killer plan. Pass him on the outside turn 4, and from there on it was kind of plain sailing. Just kept pushing. Luckily didn't break out. Yeah, so won the second heat. Awesome car. Yeah, just thanks to N4 Autocraft, main sponsor, my whole family. Yeah, cool.